Warning! The following episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind contains explicit language and adult content. The thoughts and opinions stated on this show are reflective of AJ Orsini, the Steve Dave, and their guest exclusively. Seriously, guys, my dada and uncle say some pretty crazy stuff. If it offends you, go be butthurt somewhere else.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Minds, and now your host, AJ Orsini with Dave.
Oh, what happened there? You're first.
No, go. Intro me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Orsini's Uncensored Mind. This is episode 344. Much to discuss, but of course, I'm not discussing any of it on my own. I'm here with my brother from the same exact mother. Of course, I'm here with, I assume it's still Deceived Dave, as he pans out and reveals.
Hey!
Wait, what does that say? No matter how hard life gets, at least you don't have ugly children. Well, that is true.
And that's when I had one kid. Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. The cup knew. It said, nope, he's got one more nut left in him.
I got one more in the chamber. Then I'm tired.
Yeah, now you're gonna have to literally cut your losses. That's it. Head to the cage, put those chips underneath, take that money out and splurge. Splurge, not splooge. We're splurge.
Very different. Very different. Got to be careful.
Very different. Both lead to very different results at the end of it. Oh man. Yesterday, we were recording this, of course, on February 24th on a Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday Night Raw. The end of an era. We say goodbye to the second best AJ in professional wrestling. As he calls it a career, there's so much that we have to get to. I want to break it all down for you, so let's go ahead and do that right off the rip.
Hey, what's going to be on the show today?
What's going to be on the show today is it happened again, Dave. It happened again. Just when we were leaving the shadows and the evilness of the forest, just as I was starting to see concrete and withered grass, along came an evil white demon, and not the usual ones you see on the internet, but an evil cloud came over us all over again and relayered all over this goddamn city that I'm living in, and apparently all over the East Coast. We're back again with another snowpocalypse. It happened again, and I'm hearing news it's going to happen again in a few days.
Yeah, hey, let's go.
This has been a particularly terrible goddamn winter.
Fantastic,
and I blame that fat fucking groundhog for this. I know I said it on Facebook. I'm gonna say it myself. Fuck Phil. Fuck everything about him. We're talking about the snow again.
Trust me, he wants to go more than you want him to go. Yeah. I promise.
He wants us out of his goddamn hair is what it is. We're talking about the snow yet again because we a new storm which led to new challenges and led to new policies and new things happening.
New opportunities.
Yeah.
Shout out to the bums working.
Well, where opportunity may grow in some places, doors are closing at another. As we also talk today about what in the Sam hell is Sony doing over in the PlayStation world. They're closing down Blue Point Studios, which to me was like, oh, That's unique. Why would they be shutting down this studio thing? And when I tell you that thinking about this topic led me down a goddamn rabbit hole. And I decided at that point we might as well just do it on the show because it just leads itself to such a weird. This is just a weird scenario all around, and it's something that I think affects the gaming world in some degree. So we're going to talk about it here. The Elimination Chamber in Chicago this weekend, this Saturday. A shakeup has taken place. These two chambers look wildly different than I think what people were expecting they were going to get. They're bidding low and hoping to get a high return, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. And of course, giving main event status, main event privilege. We're going to go down the road, and we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame level career of the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, as last night he calls it a career, he calls it quits. We here on the show speculated, oh, maybe he does this or maybe he does that. Based on what I saw last night, I'm firmly of the belief that at least as of right now, it's over and it's
doing
done.
what I was hoping he would do, which is
so
awesome.
we'll
shall I say,
yeah,
phenomenal.
get it in a phenomenal way. And we'll get a little bit more into the specifics of how that went last night and talk about the actual career of AJ Styles, because what a goddamn career, from Air Styles all the way to being inducted into the Hall of Fame by The Undertaker. What a road, what a coup for the little big guy who I was once told far too small to be a major player in the WWE. We'll get into all that, but I'm dying to get into this first segment. Please, can we just do this?
If it's time to start the show, let's begin with segment 1.
So, they done did it again. It's been done. They done did it. We were so close. We were so close. We were like this. It was like right there. If like a frog's hair, it was like this close to finally some civility. Finally living in a world where people weren't parking perpendicular on a parallel street without having to climb a mountain of snow to get to the corner store. We were almost there. And then it happened again. I'm going to stay on top of it this time. It happened again. Okay. It's the snowpocalypse part 2. The snow day cometh. And the reason why I put the snow day cometh is because our trusty mayor here in New York, I call him the Zohan because nobody messes with the Zohan. He learns. And when he does learn, it's kind of comical because what he ended up learning is that there's no real winning in the city. When the first storm came,
they shit on him.
Everybody jumped down his throat with one major caveat being like the major of the group, because they bitched about everything. But the one,
remember, he got a grade F.
Yes.
The lady graded him F for his effort.
Yes, F. Because why the fuck not, right? So one of the biggest issues that was raised was that he wouldn't give the kids a snow day.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that clip.
He insisted that we at least do the remote learning. Now we said on the show. Now when we did the show, it was after the snow day or after the remote learning day, and he had said, you know what, everyone stay home, stay safe, but we'll just do the remote learning instead. And everyone shit ate chicken about this. And as somebody who was in those Zooms, trust me, not a lot of people went to fucking remote learning. So I don't understand what the bitching in the morning and the complaining was about, because you ended up not going anyway. But the thing is that give the kids a snow day.
Dude,
that's what they said. Let them have this. Go old school with it. Bring back some New York City value.
Dude, they don't have Ninja Turtle cartoons like they used to. The Power Rangers are done. Like, what do these kids have left, man?
Oh my God.
Let them have a snow day, dude.
Let them have a goddamn snow day. So, Lord and behold,
That's funny.
he was gifted another chance, a second chance. They said, you know what? You fucked up the first time. We're going to give you one more chance to get this right. So they said, you know what? Here comes 20 inches of snow. All right, Z-Man, what are you going to do? So the day before, he goes on television because that's what he does every 4 hours. He does everything but a fucking temperature check and a concrete depth to everything. This guy's on the news every 4 fucking hours. But people are starting to joke that he travels around with a podium attached to his goddamn waist.
He's the people's mayor or governor, or whatever the fuck he is.
He wasn't playing when he said communication was going to be big for his administration. For fuck's sake, we're seeing him everywhere, right?
Yeah, man,
so he gets a second chance. And this time, he doesn't even hesitate.
Redemption.
He goes, you know what? The snow is coming. We know it's real. No school, no remote learning. Monday is yours. Enjoy the day.
Play in the snow, dude.
And everyone went, he learns. You see, he got it. He understands. And then Monday came and everyone woke up whenever they wanted to wake up and shoveled if they felt like it, or they're just enjoying the day. And then about midway through the day, he said, I hope everyone is staying safe. I hope everyone is staying warm. But just let everybody know we're going to be back in person school tomorrow. And everyone said, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. How am I going to get there? There's no winning. You gave them the goddamn day. And still they want to tie you to a tree trunk and set your feet on fire. It was ridiculous. And what was even more ridiculous, because this is how bold I was told, that because I work a government job, that when you work a government job in New York, you need to be careful as to what it is that you're posting on social media, because the people are watching. They're reading posts.
They're always watching, even if you don't work a government job.
You never know, right? And I happen to be a part of the Department of Education's Facebook group and Facebook pages, and there were active members of the DOE going into the Facebook groups and going, I don't give a shit what he said, I'm not coming. There were people posting pictures in Long Island where they were like, I have a heated driveway. I can very clearly see my car. It's been plowed. I'm not going. So it's just,
why though?
Because it's an excuse. They just don't want to go. So I last night, Monday evening, because I waited for the snow to stop. Snow stops. I said, you know what? I'm going to do the husbandly thing. I'm going to do the fatherly thing. I'm going to make sure that my car can get the fuck out of the spot in the morning, so we're not rushing and when I don't have to shovel in the morning. I don't want to shovel at 6:30 in the morning. Let's do it right now. So I go to my car. My car is engulfed. I know it's my car because I know where I parked, but I can't see that it's my car.
Get the fuck out of here. Was it that bad?
It was bad. And the first time that we had the snowstorm, the trucks were everywhere. We were getting plowed left and right. So that made it difficult to shovel out because they had pushed everything against the cars. So it kind of packs the snow in to make it a little difficult. This time around, no trucks. My street was completely unplowed. So
they said you don't want to be pitched in? Do it yourself then. Stupid.
I have to do the tom-tom, the doof, 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 and get to my car, and I have to get all the snow off, and I got to. So I dug like a horseshoe around my car, just so I have an opportunity to just pull out when I go in the morning. I'm so nervous about the street because while I'm shoveling, there's cars doing this shit on the snow, sliding. And so, like, I'm getting nervous about my car getting hit at night, whatever the case may be. I said, well, as long as it's left standing in the morning in this pit that I just created, took me 90 minutes to make this pit so I can get out.
Oh my god!
Right? So, because I'm not the only one shoveling either. So everyone's trying to be like non-confrontational. Like nobody wants to take a pile of their snow, throw it behind them into the other guy's pile, right?
Yeah,
And then because now we're just doing a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. We're here for the next hour going back and forth. So like we're throwing it in the street, we're throwing it on the side, we're trying to find places to displace the snow. Everyone's out here working. Everyone, my whole block was out here shoveling, right? I wake up in the fucking morning, and guess what? They plowed. They plowed the street and pushed all that shit that we took away from the car
right back on the car.
Pushed it right back up against the motherfucking car.
That's funny.
So had to shovel again. This time I didn't shovel nearly as much. And for the record, I had a discussion with a coworker. They took an Uber today because they didn't trust to bring their car because they only have front wheel drive.
And I'm sure it'd be a pain in the ass to get back home and there'd be no fucking
with the parking. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think that'd be pretty smart.
So I told him, I said, well, I didn't have trouble getting out of my spot. I just needed to shovel a little bit bring the ice down a little bit. And then I just drove over. And he goes, wow, you must have a nice car. I said, well, in my tax bracket, I expect to have access to all four. I need access to all four of my wheels. Crazy. Okay. I work too hard in life to only have access to the front end of my car.
Does four-wheel drive dictate a car being good? I mean, I thought there's some pretty shitty cars with four-wheel drive.
So no. It doesn't dictate its superiority at all whatsoever. But what I will say in my personal experience, I can't speak for everybody. In situations like this with weather, I haven't had too many four-wheel drive cars. The last one I had, the one that was in the car accident was a four-wheel drive car, but I never got the chance because I didn't have it long enough to be in the winter. Yeah. So I didn't get a chance to test it. So usually when I drive out of the snow, I play the banana game where you go you try to get out of a goddamn spot. Out of the spot, you start doing one of these things. I looked up on my phone because I've never had to quote unquote use four-wheel drive. So I looked at my phone. I said, how do I turn on all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive on my car? And I gave the brand or whatever like that. And Google looked at me. First of all, the tone was like one of those. I was like, yeah, are you dumb?
Are you fucking dumb?
So they said, so Google said, for your make and model, you don't activate anything. It activates for you. And I said, what? So I YouTubed it. And what it says is that I have a Honda HRV 2025. So by default, it uses the front wheel drive. But according to the video, it said, but once your car starts to sense that you're sliding or shifting, the rear wheels will activate and you'll have access to all-wheel drive. It'll just turn on.
That makes sense. So it's basically when my car has a skid sensor. Yeah, so it'll attempt to control. I guess when that triggers, it turns on the back wheels.
Yes.
I would imagine.
So
look at us car guys.
I found
men.
We just need, what is it, ladies on trampolines now, and we're all set. It's in the budget. I can make it happen. The man show. So I got pissed this morning because they shoveled everything back up against my car. So I said, if I can get the snow at least halfway away from my car, I might have a shot. If I just kill it all the way to the left and fucking smash it, like just fucking gut it, I might be able to just like get out. Worst case, it'll tilt me forward. I'll go the other way, reverse it, kind of reposition, and then fucking fly out. No need. I shoveled as much as I could because I was tired. I didn't even get to the spot I wanted to get to. I just said, fuck it, let me try. And I was like, I didn't think it was going to work. I just figured I repositioned and then shoveled from there. I put the bitch in drive and just went, and just out. And I went, I've never achieved an erection from a vehicle before in my entire life. But I said, this is an amazing car. This is great. So I picked up the child and the wife, and we went about our goddamn day. But now comes the key, what you just mentioned. Because I got shoveled in or plowed in, I normally shovel a complete spot, not just for me to get out, but let's face it, I'm a humanitarian. I want to help my fellow man. I clean the whole spot out so that now there's a spot that somebody can use. I got fucked on that. I wasn't able to leave that. So I felt bad karma, right? So I go to my job, and as soon as I get to my job, I see a very similar spot, completely shoveled out. It's wide open. I said, no way. I didn't even have to go looking. He was right there. I said, damn. So I park it. I go to my job, and I got to tell you, I was with it. The guilt, it was eating me alive. It was tearing my flesh apart. And I said, damn, I got to do something. I said, you know what? When I go back to the house,
you got to give back.
I got to give back. When I go to the spot, back to the house, I'm gonna shovel the whole thing out again, right? I'm just trying to do what I'm trying to be me.
Yeah.
I pick up my wife, we come back to the house. I drove all the way back to my house, and Lord and behold, wouldn't you know who won the pony? The same exact spot that I had shoveled, wide open. And I parked right back in that spot again today. But it had been completely shoveled out the way that I had it the night before.
Oh, you got that good karma today.
And I said, you know what? There's no sense in it. There's
shout out to the big guy upstairs, dude. Yeah. Clearly he loves him some you. You know what I'm saying?
You never stop blessing me, baby. Hey. I know I take your name in vain all the time. In the good and the bad, but the parking spots you've given me so far, I've been blessed and blessed. The last time I went to your house, it was very deep from that first snow. So how far?
Nothing. Let me stop you right there. Nothing.
Okay. It stayed snowy the whole way.
Don't get me wrong. We got some snow, but it was to the point where it rained first, and then the snow came. And then it rained again, and then a little bit of snow. So don't get me wrong, the floor was covered, but I think, oh, dude, I want to say I heard them out there at 6 p.m. I heard the plows going through the street. By the time I woke up in the morning, it looked like it slightly increased from what it was before it snowed again. So I'm like, yo, what's all this shit everybody was talking about? And then I got up, and because my wife always watches the news, she had the news on. And bro, I was looking, there were people going sideways. The fucking snow was coming down like crazy. The wind was absolutely absurd. I'm like, oh, okay. So it just didn't do it over here.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No,
fair
we
enough.
got hit.
Whatever. I'll take it.
By my job, they had plowed. There's a city park near the job. And I guess it was they had pushed all of the shit into the bus stop. Oof. And the pile had reached over the bus stop sign.
That's insane.
So we were like, holy shit.
We got none of that. None of that at all. No. It was, I actually, like I said, I really didn't think it was that bad until I saw the news. I'm like, oh, it must have literally just went right around us. We got the most outskirts of that, man, because the roads were perfectly fine. And I was driving in it when it started. It really wasn't. Nothing caught the floor until late into the day. It was late into the day before you really started to see some of that pile up on the ground. So, yeah, we got lucky. Big W's over here. We're good.
Well, here in New York, where there is calamity, perhaps there is opportunity.
Prosperity. Where
Perhaps,
there is death, there is healing.
yeah. But what is grief if not love enduring? Marvel jokes. Listen, remember I referred to him as the Zohan, the Z-Man over here. Mamdani decided I'm gonna do something for the goddamn people. Because that's what I am. I'm the people's mayor. I'm going to do something for the people. And he said, you know what? I'm going to extend an olive branch to the citizens of New York City. I tell you what, you can become an emergency snow shoveler. You can do it. You can do it. We will pay you. The city will pay you to shovel snow. All you need to do is head over to the website that they gave, fill out a form.
Yep.
2 forms of ID and the social security number, baby.
That's
and
it.
you are on the grid and you are getting paid like this.
Wasn't it upwards of like $30 an hour or some shit?
Something like that. I heard 28. I heard 30. Yeah.
It was nutty. It was a lot. And they were out there for like a full 8 hours, and you could do overtime and shit.
As much as they needed, I guess. Or as much as you were willing to put your body through. Yeah, exactly.
So when I heard it, I instantly was like, I told my wife, send me that clip. And I sent it to you. And I want to know your action. Like, I don't know if you're being funny right now but what's your actual reaction to this? Like, do you see this as a good thing? Do you see that it's like kind of like it's whatever? It didn't do anything.
I'm saying
like, what's the streets saying right now? What's the streets saying?
The streets?
Yeah.
First of all, I was pissed. Where was this when I was a kid and could have used the extra goddamn?
You can do it now. You was out there doing it for free.
When I was a kid,
not knowing your value, King. You should be out there getting paid for this.
When I was a kid, I did it the 1980s way, where you would take the shovel and you'd go door to door.
Yeah.
And you would ask, hey, would it be
now
cool?
They got apps for that.
Couple bucks, yeah. If you happen to have a couple bucks, I'll shovel your driveway or whatever. Some people would tell me, no, don't worry about it. And some people would give me a couple bucks to shovel the goddamn driveway. It wasn't that big of a deal. But what the streets are saying is there's anger in the eyes of the public. Anger. Because why? Because why on earth do I need to show you ID to shovel snow?
He said why? To pay you. What the fuck?
You know what's funny?
You think they're gonna give you cash?
He did a press conference to announce it, and then it got bad feedback. So his response to that, of course, is to do another press conference.
Yeah, as he should.
Where he goes, the reason for the IDs is because you're getting a city check from us. From the city. We can't just issue you checks and give you cash. There has to be some sort of record. And then this is where it got hilarious.
It's not out of his pocket. He has to record it.
There were people underneath the video where the press conference was, where he was explaining it again, where people were like, oh, so we need to provide ID. We need to provide social security. Let me guess. You're going to give me an I-9? You're going to give me a W-4? What's next? Is this going to be? Is this a union job? Is this like? Am I going to be represented by the 1199 or something like that? And I'm just like, it's fucking shoveling snow. What are you talking about?
What does it matter if it's a 1090? What's the problem with that?
There is no problem with that. People are just fucking pitching a goddamn fit. It's just like the guy I just told you a second ago who brought up the union. Is it a union job? Do you really want the union involved?
You do realize you're going to pay more union in dues. If they're have you ever been in a union?
Yeah,
you know what a union is.
So you want to spend more of the extra money? Is that what
be protected from what? It's a 1-day job. What do you think? You're gonna get written up on 1 day of work? You got a problem, buddy.
2-3 days at best. If you hustle and you really want to push the issue, and hitting multiple boroughs, you can get a couple days out of this. But I just love the idea of somebody being in the room when they're having one of those 11.99 meetings, and they're at the coffee area, and it's just like, hey man, what are you? Sanitation. How about you? EMT. How about you? I'm a snow shoveler. That's what I do. I snuffle shove, but I'm as equally as important as the rest of you. Remember, folks, a union is only as strong as its weakest link. Okay. I think every union has run that line at some point. Somebody else.
That's insane that people are reacting that way. I think my wife made hint to that, but it blows my mind, dude. He just gave a bunch of people an Listen, if you're a door dasher and you hear that and you weren't all over that, you're fucking bugging, bro. You kidding me? DoorDash ain't paying you to do that. Like, you're not gonna make that much doing DoorDash. That is insane. If you weren't out there, now don't get me wrong, like 8 hours straight of just shoveling snow, and a lot of that stuff is still kind of hard.
Yeah,
it's not easy work. So if you were able to go out there,
it threw my back out just shoveling my car. That's it.
I love that shit. Hey guys, guess what? In a world full of and trying potentially being full of robots, we need humans to go out here.
In a world.
Yeah,
you sound like movie guy.
I'm calling to arms right now. You guys said that we didn't have enough. You're right. We didn't. Now I'm gonna pay you to do this. And not no $15 an hour, by the way. He paid good fucking money for that. To a lot of he spent a lot of money on that.
When we did the first piece on the snow, I was taking New Yorkers to task because they were just sitting there looking at the snow going, where the fuck is the city? And I'm like, go the fuck out there and shovel your shit.
You are the city.
This time, he said, I'll tell you what, since you don't want to go out there and shovel your own shit and make it easier for yourself, I will fucking pay you to do it. All you need to do is fill out the form and show some ID and you're straight. We will issue you your money like that. And they're like, nope, I'm not doing it. I just saw a video earlier today when I was researching some of this stuff about the people of Staten Island pissed off because they didn't get plowed. First and foremost, you're in Staten Island. So you know your place. Just hold on a second. Just whenever somebody has a boot to their neck, they don't get to complain about the tightness and the firmness of the boot. You understand what I'm saying? Just sit your ass. It's 5 boroughs. You're 6th. Figure that out. All right. Do the math on that. Okay. Secondly, in the clip that I saw, crazy clear. And they were like, oh, it's clear because we shoveled it. We have to get ourselves out of this. Yes. So did we in Brooklyn. So did the people in Queens. So did the people in Manhattan. I hate to break it to you. There's a lot of fucking streets in the 5 boroughs of New York City. There was no way possible that we're going to get to everybody in 48 hours. It's only been 2 days since the goddamn snow stopped.
They're not Santa Claus.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's like, what the fuck are you expecting here? Oh, absolutely. The entitlement right now in this fucking city is outlandish. It's outlandish. We're actually in the midst of a new war here. I don't know if you PA people have heard, but there seems to be a New York City civil war taking place. I've just been put onto this.
Oh, shit.
Apparently, the natural-born New Yorkers and what we're referring to as the transplants are in the middle of a war right now.
The trans?
Well, that's what some people have been calling them. Those trannies.
Let me stop. We're gonna get fucking flagged again. Dude. God damn it. We're gonna get flagged. No,
they're in the
transplants. You two. I am saying
transplants.
Yes, don't people flag me, please.
Yes, people who please don't flag me. People who live here but are not from here, were not raised here, but maybe even have lived here for several years. There is a war happening right now because there is a stark and very real belief that simply living here for a number of years does not make you a fucking New Yorker.
I think that's very true.
I think that's true of most places. I don't think that's a New York centric idea. I don't think being born and raised in an area outside of the place that you live.
Well, I disagree
Okay.
because I
In
think
what way?
New York has a very particular culture
Mm-hmm.
that, like, don't get me wrong, like people sound different in different areas and lingos and stuff like that, but like New York is like its own. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I've been there a lot, whatever. But like,
Yeah.
I guess you could say I'm kind of from there, but I don't really like. I wouldn't call myself in this context. I wouldn't even call
Yeah.
myself a New Yorker.
And which is funny.
And I was
because,
born in New York.
Yeah, your
but-
birth certificate says that you were
right,
born in the
but
island of Manhattan.
I'm not a New Yorker. I can
Yeah.
relate. I can hang around the New Yorkers a little bit, but if we're
Right.
talking like real nitty gritty New York lingo, talking about there's always a 42nd Street somewhere, like
Right.
the numbers and the corners and all that shit. I'm not a New Yorker, bro. I
Right,
don't even
but
have a
here's-
favorite bagel place, like none of that.
Here's why a war is taking place. Because you just said yourself, your birth certificate may say New York on it, but you don't really consider yourself
I'm
a
not.
New Yorker in that way, right? Well, we have people, like as an example, who were born in Ohio, who have lived in Ohio pretty much most of their lives, come to New York, and then
And
try
say
to
they're New
make
Yorkers.
New York, and then try to make New York Ohio. You understand what I'm saying? They come and they move into the city and they see what the city is like and go, I don't like any of this. So we're gonna go ahead and call the cops on that. We're gonna get this changed. We're gonna get this moved. And no, all this needs to change. This is all very grimy and ghetto and not good. Okay. Where I come from, we have good, wholesome family values, and we're gonna win. They're the Christopher Columbus of fucking New York. They just come in and they just go, this is all really cool, what you got, but we're gonna just take all of it and just set it on fire, and then we're gonna do something really new and cool instead. Like all of it, they call it gentrification, but we're past that because gentrification to me is just other cultures coming in and dominating that particular culture. That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is a full-on erasure. It's not just, hey, we're living here and we're living our way. We're living here, we're living our way. You should really get on board with the way that I'm living because it's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's
awesome.
yeah, so it's becoming an issue around here. Okay, all of a sudden you're starting to hear it like a slur. Oh my god, fucking transplants! And you're just
Oh
like,
my God.
oh wow.
You know what? Let me not even. You almost baited me. I was gonna make a joke, and it's an aggressive joke. It could be taken the wrong way.
Come
so
on, we're
I'm not-
uncensored. We're uncensored.
No. I don't want to get flagged on YouTube. We're good. Let's.
I'll remove it on YouTube, but we're still straight up audio on Podbean, everybody. Yeah, if you go to Spotify, if you go to iHeartRadio, you can get the uncensored, unfiltered episode. Say it, because I'll just clip it out of YouTube.
Just saying, I'm sure the fucking New Yorkers are over there screaming fucking trannies. I know they are. I know they fucking are, dude. Because you can't give an inch and not take a mile, dude. I know people are
I bet you a
taking
few
this
of them
shit and running with it. Dude.
I bet you a few of them can take quite a few inches, actually.
Hey,
and that's part of the problem. They want to come in here and mess with us. So anyway, looks like PA, your section of PA escaped most of the snow.
It was fine. We're good over here. Roads are clear. We're good.
But now we have old snow, now layered and filleted up with new snow, and they're fusing together to make one mega ice snow zord that we now have to compete with every goddamn morning. Well, there goes that. So anyway, that's the snow. If anything else happens, I'm hearing more snow this weekend. I'm not gonna do another piece if it's just another goddamn day. But I am over it. Fuck that groundhog. Fuck him good. We're off to the next one.
Let's keep this show going. It's time for segment 2.
And well, we have to travel down an unfortunate road. We have to. I want to try to put things in their perspective for the people outside of the bubble, like myself. right? I don't really consider myself a member of this.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm outside of this bubble too.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. So I sent you some stuff, but like I said, I didn't want to send you like 18 links, but I just rabbit holed and just started colliding because there was something you said the last time we talked about games where you were kind of breaking down slowly but surely how you were kind of foreseeing these major companies starting to get in their own way a little bit, where it's just kind of becoming more industry than gaming, which happens with all forms of business.
It's been like that for a while.
No, I know, but I think the reason why this one piqued my interest in particular is because the one thing that really stuck out when I was researching this and really trying to get the vibe from like people who live this and breathe this, and it's all what they do every day. No matter what channel I went to, no matter what video I watched, no matter who was hosting the podcast, no matter who was doing the news of it, the one word that was symmetric across the board was shock. Shock seemed to be the code word for everybody. You could mix it around. They were surprised to hear the news. They were taken aback by it. I didn't really see why they were doing it. There were a lot of people saying, well, they haven't really been operating at a deficit, right? There's this company was founded in 2006. They were purchased and bought over by Sony in 2021. So they've only really been with the company for about 5 years. At the time of closure, they will have had about 70 employees with the company of Blue Point. But yet, and they've had successes in the past. They haven't done anything recently within the year or whatever, but apparently they've had several titles that did really well under the umbrella of Sony. Obviously, they must have done well beforehand for Sony to be interested in the purchase in the first place. This was apparently a company that, at best, was breaking even. They weren't losing the money for the company. They weren't putting the company in dire straits. And yet, we are at a point now where everybody who was involved with that is no longer employed with Sony, especially due to the fact that some of them were actually promised employment in other divisions, and that hasn't happened yet. So before we kind of get into the subjective part, I wrote it down here because I couldn't find the actual tweets. Actually, it wasn't really a tweet. The CEO of Studio Business Group for Sony, he was the one who made the announcement to the staff that they were going to be closing down the company. I have it in front of me here. It says, "Hello, everyone. I wanted to share an important update from the studio business. As I mentioned in the December Town Hall 2025, had some strong highlights with PlayStation Studios. I'm going to butcher this, but Ghost of Yotai? Is that how you say that? Oh, close. Okay, fair enough. That launched to critical and commercial success. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach further showcased our commitment to narrative excellence, and Helldivers 2 and MLB The Show continues to drive ongoing player engagement and revenue." So right off the bat, obviously compliment sandwich, right? You're about to fire a bunch of people. So let's start off with all the positives. But this last line right here continues to drive ongoing player engagement and revenue. So something's still working. At the same time, we're operating in an increasingly challenging industry environment. Rising development costs, slowed industry growth, changing player behavior, and broader economic headwinds are making it harder to build games sustainably.
It's all bullshit. What he just said. This is all filler bullshit.
Yes, to navigate this reality, I actually that whole line we could have just stopped at rising development costs, and
that's also bullshit. But yes, go ahead.
Right, So to navigate this reality, we need to continue adapting and evolving. We've taken a close look at our business to ensure we're delivering today while still well positioned for the future. As a result, we will be closing Blue Point Games in March. This decision was not made lightly.
Never is.
Blue Point is an incredibly talented team and their technical expertise has delivered exceptional experiences for the PlayStation community. I want to thank everyone at Bluepoint for their creativity, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. Where possible, we will work to find opportunities for some impacted employees within our global network of studios.
They will not.
While I know this is hard news to hear, I'm confident in the direction we're headed. Creativity, innovation, building and building unforgettable experiences for players remain at the heart of PlayStation Studios. I like how this sentence starts. We have a robust roadmap for FY26. That's the fiscal year of 2026, with much to look forward to in the months ahead. Thank you for your hard work and continued support. Best, Herman Helst, CEO, Studio Business Group. Dave, your reaction to this?
Oh, you forgot the line that he says there at the end where he goes, where he says, "You don't have to go home, but you can't stay."
Yeah. You guys did such a great job. Now get the fuck out of here.
Get out of my house. Like literally, I'm serious. Fucking leave.
Get out of my house. But seriously, what is when you, as someone who has divulged, and you may not have specifically been attached to this specific studio per se, but as someone who has seen during the course of your lifetime, studios come, studios go, this one seems to be perplexing a lot of people. And now, based on what you just heard, what is your reaction to that?
I still don't know why.
It doesn't really state. As a matter of fact, it sounds like he makes a great argument to keep it.
No. I'm not talking about what he said. I'm confused why this is a story. So is there more to it? Why this is so tantalizing? Because honestly, I'm looking at some of the games that I don't want to say this is all of them, but the majority of the stuff that they did were remasters, and they've all been, from what I've been listening, because I don't play any of these games. They've all been really good, which is fine. So I think the uproar, if I can stop being dramatic for a little bit, the uproar is that they have been doing well. Why are you cutting them? So it doesn't make sense to cut someone who's delivering good content. And apparently they've been released, based on what I heard, people who play these games, they've delivered almost nothing but bangers the whole time they've been in development. So why are we getting rid of them when they're giving people what they want? Like, that's the whole thing behind it that I keep hearing. But to be honest with you, to me it's like there's a lot of things going on right now, and I can kind of tie this into that, where things are happening in the news and things like that, where the people of this generation, and even, I'm not going to say this generation because it's people my age too, where everyone's acting shocked about everything, and I have no fucking clue why. Almost to the point where I think a part of the fun is being shocked, so that we can talk about, I don't understand why anyone's shocked about a lot of this stuff. Don't get me wrong. There's some pretty intense stuff coming out about some of the other things, but just in a nutshell, when people come up to me, they're like, "Hey, can you believe this happened?" Yes. 100%. You didn't know? I couldn't tell you the details. I don't know the names, but if you think for 1 second that I did not think that type of stuff was happening all around you, I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded. But to bring it back to this studio, none of these are all one-player game. You buy it, you play it, you're done type of shit. That's not what these companies are on. They're not on that type of time right now. They want live action, or not live action, excuse me. They want live service, and they want to drain you for every penny you don't have. That's what they're trying to do.
Which is a common thread that I saw in some of the videos that I saw, that the live service you just mentioned was the one thing this company couldn't do successfully. They had a hard time with the live service aspect, and a lot of the complaints from the employees is well, that's not what we do. So when I heard that, I went, this is starting to make more sense as to why they're cutting it then, because it's well, you do great at what you do, and that's fine. but I kind of want to do this, and you can't do this very well. So I really don't need you then. Because I'm pretty sure this isn't the only company, which is another question that I have. There was mention that some of the games that Blue Point has worked on, they worked in conjunction with other studios on those specific games. So again, for someone who doesn't live in that world, is it really that common to have multiple studios working on one singular game?
I just play games. I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
because
I'm not really too big into like the politics of this shit. You know what I mean? Like
because
I don't.
it seems like a jump when we did the game changers, right? And we did, like, for instance, we did the Activision episode where they were talking about the developers from Activision, the Core 4 or whatever that was, and then like they sat down as a team and as a unit, and they did the programming, they did the hardware, they made the fucking game. The only thing that they didn't do was the mass production, but they made the game.
Correct.
But that was one company. So I obviously don't pay attention to it all the time. So now I'm watching a video for Blue Point, and it's like, oh, they worked in conjunction with this studio and this studio and this studio and this studio, all for like Helldivers. And I'm like, it's a lot of studios working on one specific game. Are they all doing different elements of the game? Like, what is even the job of multiple
That's
studios?
kind of like a little bit of a, not so much a newer thing, but there's been oh, dude, I'm getting frustrated because it's like Claire. Oh man, it's that one game that's like it won all the damn awards. I don't know. I hate my brain, dude. This happens all the time, bro.
You want to look it up real quick because we can look it up because I have another addition to that. But go ahead and look it up. It doesn't matter.
Expedition 33. Oh my god.
There you go.
So
I actually heard of that one. Okay,
Claire Obscure. So I just only know like some of the stuff that I've listened to, but I know that this was developed. This is the one that's like shaking the gaming industry right now, right? Because it's a focus group of people, small studio that outsource some of the work that they didn't specialize in. So they were able to collaborate with other, I don't want to say studios because I don't know if that's the case, but it could have very well been either small studios or just a group of people who are expertise in certain things, like maybe sound or graphics design, something like that. Like they did collaborate, but they didn't have them on staff. They weren't a part of the studio. The studio was very small, and they just outsourced certain things. And I don't want to say the word outsource. They collaborated with other people to create this product, which, like I just said, won almost all of the day, like so many fucking awards from the gaming awards recently. And they're one that they were able to, like you said, like, is it common to like do stuff with other studios and stuff like that? Well, I don't know how deep it goes and how long it's been going. Like I said, I don't sit there and research companies, but this one they've talked about very specifically about how they would. It's a small studio and they collaborate with other people to get the job done, and they were able to keep the cost of it as to a minimum as possible, while still being able to maintain and control the direction of the game without. When you have these bigger companies, you can't fucking make changes until it reaches the top, sits on their desk for a second, and then fucking comes back down completely different from the way you fucking sent it up. So with this group, they had a vision, they had a focus, and they were able to basically hire people to perform what they want, rather it becoming this huge juggernaut where like different people need to okay shit. So I think they're starting to popularize that a little bit more. To answer your question, if like collaborating with other people, I don't know how popular it was before, but I just know that it's something that really stands out recently, where people are starting to branch out. Instead of having so many people on the payroll, you just have a budget for each thing and kind of like get the best people that can fit that budget and put together a game. That's how they did it, from my understanding, anyway. Kill me in the comments if I'm dead wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a roundabout how it works.
Well, that you had made mention earlier about how, like, for instance, the reaction to Blue Point, that everyone seems to be making something more out of something that is more the usual or more mundane as opposed to what the usual news is when it comes to studios. But now I have to ask the question. I don't know technically if you have the answer to this, but I guess it's up for debate. Again, if anybody wants to chime in on the conversation, they more than can. But do you feel that attitude, the whole making a mountain out of a molehill kind of mentality, is that more the younger generation? Is that because they grew up in the era of multiple studios and they haven't seen this long history of bullshit? Because we did the Game Changers thing, we did the High Score, and we learned when we saw those videos that the video game fuckery has been happening pretty much since day one. I mean, the very first video game ever created was ripped out from underneath the guy who invented it, repackaged and resold, and it's just it's been a game since it's been a game, no pun intended, since the very beginning. So do you feel like it is an overreaction, or do you feel like there are people who genuinely feel it's a big deal, if for no other reason they just haven't, they don't have the experience to decide otherwise?
I think I think the problem is that I see more consistently across the board is the best way to explain it for people who know this phrase. It might make sense where it's like common sense isn't so common, right? So it's like they're making bangers. Why don't we develop them more? Oh, well, they have trouble with live service. Okay, let's give them a project and they can transfer some of that expertise and let's teach them how to make a live service type of thing, right? Like, let's build with them. Let's make them better. They've only proven themselves. They've done great work. Why aren't we building with them? No, you know what? We're just going to cut them because we don't want to invest in them. We want to take that money and double down here instead. We don't care that they do a good job or they could potentially bring in money. I don't want to put my money there. I want to put my money here. So for some people, they're like, that doesn't make sense. The gamers love what they've been doing. And then you can pretty much, where I'm going with this is the studio doesn't give a fuck what the gamer wants. And that's where the common sense comes in. Well, hold on. Are you telling me that the company is making stuff for me, the gamer, but they don't care that doesn't make any sense. That's not common sense. It's what you're going to make a game for me. Shouldn't you make something that I like? Or if I'm liking something, shouldn't you continue to build on that momentum? Well, no, because fans are fickle and you'll like whatever I put. You're going to eat what I put in front of you. It doesn't matter if you don't like hamburgers. You're getting a hamburger.
You're going to
eat
this
or you're going to starve. Exactly. You're going to eat this. If I don't like pickles, you'll love it. For $10.99, I'll take the pickles off. How about that? So that's basically like it's more like we're or that's what they've been able to do for so long, where it's like, look, this is what you have, this is what you're gonna get. The problem is you have studios like Claire Obscure that are releasing games like Expedition 33, where people are like, this is phenomenal. The gameplay is awesome, the storytelling is awesome. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this game. Right. And it's like, all right, well, that's a one-off, right? Like they'll come back. And then it's just like, well, no, all different types of indie games are doing so good right now. Dude, outside of Diablo, because I like ARPGs.
You've plugged indie game devs on here before.
Indie games right now is kind of where I'm spending a lot of my time. I am still playing Diablo 4. I'm having fun with some of the changes. I like ARPGs. There's a pretty sick ARPG rotation that's about to come out in the next few months where they're all kind of back-to-back releasing new shit. So like the next 6 months as an ARPG fan is like, it's up right now. There's all kinds of new stuff coming out.
Right now.
It's very fun to be playing ARPGs right now if you're a fan of that. But outside of that, like there in the indie game genre, there are tons of games that are just really fun to pick up. They're like $10, $20, maybe even some $5, and you'll get like 40 hours. I played Ball X Pit for like 4 weeks.
Ball X Pit.
And it is phenomenal. Like that cost me almost nothing. And I got and on top of that, those people my age that have been gaming, they don't have a lot of time. So those indie games are even better. Because you get that dopamine hit real quick right before you go to sleep. Like you're laying in bed with your Steam Deck and you just play a level or two and you're like, all right, that's good, right? Like I don't have to be on a live service feeling like I'm falling behind all the time. So we're in a weird stage where, yes, shit like this is happening, where studios are, you know what? I hope those guys who got let go are smart enough to come together, build a budget for their own, and create something for their own. Just like Claire
The
Obscure
Activision guy, yeah.
just like
The
Claire Obscure did. Like they can do this. It's been proven. People want good, fun games, and they don't want the slop that AAA games are pushing out right now. So it's actually if you can pull the budget together and you have a good idea, it's actually quite easy to be successful right now because gamers want every reason to walk away from these fucking these studios and stuff like that. Yeah, they want to walk away from them. And we'll get into it on another day because I've been learning about it a little bit today. But I do want to talk about that CEO change from Microsoft. That's another one. They just hired a woman who her background is in basically AI. And they're pretty much telling you like these big studios are trying to push towards AI. And they're like, dude, we don't like, all right, that's fine. AI is not really the problem. The problem is, what is she gonna do for gaming when she has no gaming background? And then apparently, and I don't want to be regurgitating bullshit, so I'll look into it a little bit more. So for right now, take it as a grain of salt. But there was a snapshot of her like showing her like Xbox game tag or something with like achievements that are like really hard to get with like only a couple of hours of like active time. Like it's like it was a bullshit achievement. I saw it on an Asmongold video, and I do kind of trust his work a little bit, but I have to look into it myself. But even then, like that's kind of telling you, right? Like everyone's making the push to AI, and with that comes cuts, and with that comes automation towards what's going to bring you the most income. And on paper right now, the most income are live service games. And they're just doubling and tripling down on it. And that's where these smaller companies that can't do that or studios are just going to get cut. And it just is what it is. And I hope they come together on their own and put something together because it's been proven, it's being proven. And that's the direction that gamers actually want to. We need the road to walk down. We need more people to make more games that people love. That's it.
Well, isn't this a simple, like you just said a second ago, if they're devs, at the end of the day, they're devs, and they have a track record of some measure of success. So much like the company you just mentioned, or even as far back as I was saying earlier, the Activision guys, when the same thing happened, they got jerked around, they left. They did their own thing, became a success. There's a precedent being set that if you're talented enough and you with a track record, you can do it on your own. That's there. But as far as the companies are concerned, like we mentioned, like Big Three, like a second ago, is it a positive sign or a negative sign, you think, for any possible future developers that might be considering this as a field to look at what Sony just did? Because Sony took a core group of people that had success. They did not run at a loss. They just weren't good at the one fucking thing that they're really into right now. They could have very easily had just had this running on its own. Sure, you have to subsidize it, but again, you're not running at a loss. It's not killing your budget to have it open, and they're having some successes. They were willing to take that success and what they produced and said, it's great and it's making us money and the fans seem to like it. But again, they don't do what I want to do, so they're gone. So do you think that that's a detriment to them in the sense that any future developer is going to go, fuck. So even if I'm a hit, I could still wind up on my ass in this industry because if I don't do the one thing that they want to do, despite what my skill set is, I could still fucking lose out on this. So
it's funny because listening to you ask the question, it really just draws a parallel between gaming and wrestling. I feel like it's very similar into that, right? Like you're asking me that question, but if I said the same question to you about wrestling, that same advice that you would give would still apply. Do it only because you love it. Don't do it because you think you're going to become a millionaire. First and foremost. That's the wrong reason to get into this game, both wrestling and gaming development at the same time. Because there's a huge learning curve. There's a lot of learning. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of networking. There's a lot of from the ground that you're going to have to build up and learn and understand before you can make it to whatever level you're trying to make it at. It's going to be a grind. There's going to be no payout for almost the entire time you do it. There's going to be nothing. You may do this for the rest of your life and get nothing from it. Maybe a game or two that your friends will be able to enjoy, and that needs to be enough. If you really want to make this a career, just like I'm sure you would give this same advice to wrestlers, you need to network. You need to get in there. You need to be around wrestlers. You need to be around devs. You need to be around people. You need to be in communities talking about it. You need to go to game jams. I think I've heard about not too long ago where a bunch of developers communicate. There's websites where gamers will create small games and then post them as like their first games. And think of like I think if I'm not mistaken, it's very similar to remember like Shockwave games on the internet. Very similar to that, where you can go on there and test it and give people feedback. Like the fact that it's like so competitive, there's not a lot of room. And the word that people love to use is like saturated. It's actually to your advantage. There's so many people across so many levels who are trying to learn. And if you really, unfortunately, like I'm beating around the bush here, but like you need to do it as a hobby. Yeah. It has to be your hobby. And if you get really good at it and you go all the way in and you study, maybe you'll land something. Maybe you'll land at a Claire Obscure, maybe a AAA. But you also need to go into it. If you're there, now you're here, right? You're a dev. You're a game dev. Yeah. You have to treat it like you just entered the WWE. Yeah. You're not here forever. You're not. Your time, you're on the moment the moment you sign that contract, you're on the clock.
Mm-hmm. And you might not even be on the clock for the duration of that contract.
You're on the clock. I don't give a fuck what clock it is. You can have a wall of 5 clocks all ticking different time zones. It doesn't matter. You're on the fucking clock. So you got to get in there. You got to make impact. You got to enjoy your time. You got to do it because you love it. You got to be a part of the team. You got to do everything you can to stay healthy. You got to stay visible. You got to stay creative. You got to do everything you can do. Because if you're lucky, you'll have a long career and you'll end up at the top of the food chain as a game dev, leading people, whichever way you end up doing that. Or you'll be a game dev every 3 years, changing companies or having trouble finding work. So you need to be smart with your money. You need to stay committed, or even maybe start investing in yourself and coming up with a smaller budget game that you can sell for a few dollars here, a few dollars there, and start building your own reputation. At the end of the day, it's going to be hard. It needs to be a hobby. And if you don't love this, like now I sound like fucking you. If you don't love this shit, don't do it. That's all I'm saying.
I don't agree with a lot of what Michael Hayes has said in the past, but the one line he's always used that I've adopted in my life years ago, when it comes to wrestling, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
This is all that you do. And if it's not all that you do, you will not succeed at a high level at it. That's it.
Nope.
You just won't. You'll have a measure of success. Talent can get you pretty far, but it won't get you to where you want to be. So you gotta love this shit. It's one of those. I gotta laugh because if I don't laugh, I'll cry. It's just, you just gotta get through it.
It's the truth, and it's very similar to that. If you're going to school right now or doing anything, become a game dev because you think you're gonna find a very consistent, long-lasting career, that's not the way the game industry works right now. When your jobs are on thin ice, be smart with your money. network, network, network. So maybe you're not the one that gets chopped. And if you do, network, network, network. Because if 15 of those people that get chopped come together and make something, you better hope they want you on their team. So just network. Be that guy. Do the best you can. Enjoy it. Love it. And get ready to be happy and pissed for the rest of your life.
Happy and pissed.
That's what game dev is, man. That's all it is. And us as gamers, we love you for doing it because we get fantastic games to enjoy. So keep grinding.
Shout out to all those in the trenches.
That's it, dude. For real, seriously.
All right, time for a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're talking the chamber.
Hey guys, AJ Orsini here, and I am super excited to let all of you know that we have completely rebranded the official OUM YouTube channel. We have changed the handle, we've changed the look, we have changed the feel and the vibe of OUM's exclusive YouTube channel. Now, all you need to do to access this YouTube channel, it's very, very simple. You go into the search bar, you type in OUM Network, or you can type in youtube.com/@OUM Network. It'll take you right there. This is going to be all-encompassing, every aspect of OUM officially on YouTube. It's going to be the episodes, it's going to be the shorts, the reels, the independent spotlight, it's going to be the OUM Minute. It's all of your OUM needs on the official YouTube channel. Check it out today.
Segment 3 is here, and I can't wait.
Oh, that's your one right there. This Saturday, the WWE will present the Elimination Chamber. That's going down this Saturday in Chicago. They are currently, this is becoming a trend, but here we are again. 4 matches on the card for this Saturday while we're in Chicago. The 2 singles matches are with Chicago people, and then we've got the 2 chambers. I don't know why we keep including AJ Lee when we go, it's her hometown. She lives there, for sure, but it's definitely not her hometown. As she has stated many times, she's a Puerto Rican from New Jersey. But she shacked up with Mr. Chicago, so guess where they live? They live in Chicago. So she didn't just take his name; she took his home too.
Fair enough.
And we have the Elimination Chamber this Saturday. So I'm gonna go ahead. The Chamber is what's really the the Chamber is really the aesthetic of this match. It's a lot like the Royal Rumble, right? You can have championship matches. You can have all the real attraction to this is the Royal Rumble. Same thing here. However, we're in Chicago, so I don't think any of the chambers are going on last. That belongs to the one, the only, CM Punk. So we're not going to start there. But the first match we will talk about is the one that I think that will be opening the show, and that's the Women's Elimination Chamber match. The Women's Elimination Chamber match is going to have 6 women. It's going to be Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and as of last night on Monday Night Raw, the 6th member of the Chamber is Raquel Rodriguez. The winner of this match, as of last night, because Liv Morgan made her decision, she's going to be wrestling Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania. So the winner of this Chamber gets Jade Cargill. Now, before we get into this match, I had made bold predictions leading up to this that Bianca Belair would be involved in some way, and that would lead to our eventual WrestleMania match between Jade and Bianca. But we're learning now that she just had another surgery on that hand that she injured at last year's WrestleMania that apparently it has not healed correctly, that it wasn't healing properly. This is a broken finger or a damaged hand, and it's been almost a full year now, and it looks like she's going to be out a little while longer because she just got surgery. What is the deal with this, man? I don't know. Some people, I'm not those kinds of people. We deal with facts and truth here on Orsini's Uncensored Mind. But as my brother put it earlier, word on the street is someone's been hiding a 9-month process that's been very, very quiet. I don't think.
Don't put that energy on her. Don't put that energy on her. No.
But it does, not for nothing, it does sound weird though that a hand injury like this would take a full year to
complete no visibility though. That's the thing that's weird, I think. No visibility at all. That's the weird part.
In the condition of the hand?
Yes, like it's just your hand. Like you could do something, right?
Is it your you know what it is like in football? Is it your throwing hand? Is it the throwing shoulder? Is that the issue? Is that your Irish whip arm? Are you unable to? I can't do the. How about the? Never mind. No throws.
Right, if I'm not mistaken, Kiana James was actually someone who was also injured for a while, was she not?
Yep. Yes, she was.
That's why she was manager for a while.
Yep. And then she healed. They gave her a few matches, and now the world is just adorned and all in love with Miss Kiana James
She's doing great.
Out of nowhere. Everyone's just she's the ultimate athlete, whatever the case may be.
But that's to my point. Like you can still be still doing stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, and then if you don't want to risk it, I mean, if the company is saying, "Hey, take your time," what? There's a reason she's not here. There is.
There's definitely a reason.
Yeah, she refereed a match, so she's capable of doing something. She was at Evolution when she was the referee for the Naomi J. Cargill matchup. So it's not like she can't do anything, but as far as performing,
look, man, at the end of the day, I'm keeping quiet, but I miss her, dude. We haven't had her music in a while. Like even when she was like last time, like she was really kind of tuned into the whole Jade Cargill triple thing they were doing. So I wasn't really even getting like full her program that she was running on her own. Like we haven't really seen it in a while. So it just fucking it sucks, dude. Like I need more. I need her here. My daughter's getting bigger. She needs her idol. You know what I mean? Like
I need me some Bianca Belair.
I mean, for my daughter, right? Like that's why, right? It's for her. It's not for me. Like,
it's not for me at all.
I'm gonna buy the shirt for my daughter, and like I'll wear it because my daughter, right? Like it's not for me. Like
in support of your daughter's
for my
inspiration.
She likes it. Yeah.
We'll get a little one for her, and then a sizable one, like for the family.
I mean, I don't want to wear it, but
right, of course,
support.
Yeah. You know, you want to be that kind of dad, and that's what's important in life.
100%. Then you switch. It's like a Family Guy switch scenes, and you see me like she's there. I'm like,
the old famous cutaway gag.
Yeah. I'm geeking out. But it's weird. It's weird.
That's all right, though. But they go get well soon. Hopefully, everything will work itself out. And the 6 women in the chamber, though. We've got Tiffany Stratton, who's returning from injury. Returned from injury at the Royal Rumble. Alexa Bliss is in there. No Charlotte. That was a surprise to some people. There was actually some belief that Kairi Sane or Io Sky would find their way in there to be involved with the whole Asuka element to the cage, but they went Raquel. There was a couple places they could have gone the usual predictable ways. Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss and Asuka being in this match, not really much of a surprise. They've been in these before. Kiana and Raquel being in this match is huge. It's a little bit of a mixed flavor inside the chamber.
I like the Raquel pick, man. I can't wait to see her.
Because there's no Bianca, that means there's no built-in match for Jade at WrestleMania. So if I could, just give me the opportunity. Give it. This is it. This could be a really big moment here. I want Raquel to pull this off. I think there's a lot going there. I think her and the Judgment Day with Liv already in the driver's seat on one title, Raquel with the other one. I think that leads to really good TV. Plus, based on the options that I'm looking at here, Tiffany Stratton Tiffany Stratton, realistically, is probably the more realistic winner here because it's the only storyline they could run. Tiffany was the one that Jade beat for the title and then injured. So this could be the comeback story. But I'm not. I want new blood. I want some new blood in there. There's plenty of time for Tiffany to get her shit off. Go off, Queen. I actually would like to see Tiffany perform as a top girl without the title.
Yes.
Because she was an underling for a while and then all of a sudden
before she got the
and then had the title. And I think you were one of the ones that were just like, I need to see. The bar was too high because she was the champion. She survived it. She's still over. So let's see some build. Let's see her develop as a character. Let's see some more of that. So I mean, right, I'm gonna be completely honest with everybody when I say this. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it were up to me, Raquel Rodriguez would be winning this goddamn match.
This would be a monster. Like, look at some of the names in here. This is a monster win for her if she does.
Which would make a lot of sense for someone her size at her skill level to clear this field and then go to WrestleMania against Jade Cargill. That's a monster match for a women's division match. That's two strong, athletic women going toe to toe.
Sure,
it's gonna be a Donnybrook in Las Vegas,
and I'm with you. But let's I know play devil's advocate here. What does that match look like with the Jade Cargill in WrestleMania with those two? Like,
it's a 9-minute match.
Is
slugfest, just bomb.
Am I being disrespectful here when I say, like, can Raquel call that match?
No, but they wouldn't. Again,
I don't think Jade's calling that match.
No, but I mean,
in theory, yes, she will. She should because she's a champion, but like,
and technically, Raquel could. Technically speaking, I'm confident that Raquel could call a match.
I agree with you.
I don't think she and Jade will have that kind of match.
That's what I mean.
This is going to be one of those matches where the two of them are with an agent and they're in a ring and they're going, here's what we're going to do. And it's going to be 8 or 9 minutes. We're going to milk some entrances. We're going to tell some stories. And
but let me argue some more. Is that what we want for women's champions?
There's 2 of them. We're gonna get a wrestling match in the other one, so it's all right. Because the whole remember, if I'm running the WWE, is that what I want for my women's championship match? If it's with Jade, absolutely, because that's the only way. We talked about this already. I need Jade to be considered a monster. What's her weak point? She's not really all that great in ring, so don't have her wrestle in ring. She's got the look. She's got the style. She's got the aura. She just needs to go in there and beat the shit out of people. You notice ever since she won the title, she really hasn't been defending it. She just recently defended it. She squashed a woman. That's it. She's a heel.
But you're not squashing Raquel.
You're not going to squash Raquel. Raquel's going to pop off. But it needs to end with a dominant win for Jade. I'm picking Raquel to go to WrestleMania, but there's something bigger at play here than just new blood, because Jade is technically new blood. They're trying to establish something different in that division with Jade. They've never really had an outright powerhouse. I know people will point to Nia Jax. I know people will point to the up-and-coming Lash Legend, but not to this level. Look at this woman. She's fucking chiseled on a granite. She's perfect for what they want. She's on every poster. She's on every cup. She's on every program. And that's just the aesthetic. That's all they care about. So if I'm Raquel, am I upset because I'm being used as fodder for this individual? No. You know why? Because to get there, I had to go through 5 of the very best that this division has to offer. And I'll book a match where like I said, she'll pop off. Jade's going to take some bumps. But at the end of this, I need Raquel will elevate in her status. If she's able to,
if this is her roadmap, even if she wins the chamber, her roadmap outside of Mania going into the new season, she's up. Like, her stock is up. Yes, for sure, 100%.
Yes, because I'm telling you right now, if you look at the 6 that are in there right now, I mean, she's not more over than Stratton. She's not more over than Rhea. She's not more over than Alexis. She's not more over than Asuka. You can make a debate. She's probably more over than Kiana, but right now, Kiana's getting a lot of that flavor of the month vibe to her. You can elevate Raquel with a win here so high up that a loss at WrestleMania is not going to kill her. It's not going to bury her. She can survive that. But I'm whistling into the win because I know that Tiffany's going to win this match, and it's just going to be Jade and Tiffany at the very least. And it's probably going to be Tiffany and Rhea last in the chamber because they're not going to have Rhea just come out there and just do the JOB on the PPV that easily. It's not going to happen. So I think that's just what's going to happen right there, to be honest with you. Do you see it going any differently?
That's probably the more likely. It's probably the more likely, but I agree with you with I want to see Tiffany do what Rhea's doing right now. And Rhea has been Rhea, and she hasn't touched the belt, right? Like, this is actually, we're starting between the Rumble and this is the closest she's actually even been intertwined with the idea of the belt. Like, she's just kind of been doing her own thing, and she's still Rhea. Like, nothing has changed. Nothing. Yep. She is still being. So I agree with you 100%. I know I've been a Tiffany hater for a little while now, but I actually don't hate her. I just want to see her literally do exactly what Rhea's doing right now and then get the belt back. I will stand on it was too soon. Doing this is obviously, like you said, probably the more popular way to go. And if it is what it is and it's fine, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to hate it. But I agree. I want to see her go the other route. You don't need the belt to be good. Especially right now. There's a lot of people doing that right now. You don't need to be in the spotlight to have the spotlight on you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the Women's Elimination Chamber. What I think will follow is the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship matchup.
I agree.
Becky Lynch defending the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee, the hometown girl. No. This is either going to be serviceable or a mess. And I have a distinct feeling it's going to be the latter, not the former. I don't, unless AJ has been working in the ring with somebody the last few weeks, this has got disaster written all over it. And I know that these two veterans are going to sit there and convince each other, we know enough tricks to get by. We can do this. I can do this. We're telling a story. We're telling a story. So we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And at the end of the day, people are still waiting to see what AJ Lee brings to the table. She debuted in September. She returned in September. And I still feel like there's a whole generation of wrestling fans waiting to see it. Where they're just going, okay, we've heard the noise, we've heard all this the spectacle, and I felt like Becky, you didn't get a chance to see. Did you see Becky's promo yesterday on Raw about AJ Lee?
No, I wasn't. I told you, dude. I tried to watch that shit so many times yesterday.
She did. It wasn't an in-ring. It was a backstage pre-tape, and she said in the video, she goes, "You don't really." Becky said this. She goes, "You don't really want to compare resumes with me. You held one butterfly title in your entire career. I am over here. I won the first ever women's WrestleMania main event. I'm Becky two belts. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't become a superstar in the game. I literally changed it. Like there's no comparison as far as the resumes go." But then she went back into gimmick, and she was just like, but I've got to put you out of your misery. I've got to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'll just go on continuing to be the best female wrestler of all time. And that's not just me saying it. ESPN is saying it. The Bleacher Report is saying it. Sports Illustrated is saying it. Yeah, that is one of the greatest fucking catchphrases of my life. I have been doing that at work almost literally every day. And no one knows what the fuck I'm talking about. It's just like it's like, you want me to hook that up? Because I can hook that up. I'm the best at hooking that up. That's just me saying it. That's the Department of Education saying it. That's the Facebook social numbers that I have. That's them saying it. Okay, I'm not the only one saying it. You know, but I think there's a lot of people on the edge and waiting to see what it is that all the hype was about. Because so far, all she's really done is cut promos, and if I'm being honest, they're not bad promos, but it's like when AJ used to cut promos back in the day, she stood out because nobody in that division can cut promos. Now there's more than a few who can cut promos, so she doesn't stand out on the stick as much as she used to. So now in ring, she said it herself, I haven't had a one-on-one match in 10 years or 11 years or whatever. And I was like, okay.
Well, it's up to this will be a good display of how good Becky Lynch really is. It's going to be really up to her to control this match, to quarterback this match, to captain this match, to call it. And,
I don't know. We've put her in that position before. I don't know. We've put her in that position before. The Maxine Dupree's and the Lyra Valkyrias, and we've been down this road before. All right, Becky, carry me to the promised land.
And those are with people who, and the two you just described have gas in the tank. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna shoot her down just yet. I'm open to see how this one goes. So we'll see.
To be fair, AJ hasn't had a single match in 10 or 11 years, and I can promise you, is still a better wrestler than Maxine Dupree. And while I don't think she's a better wrestler than Lyra Valkyria, I will say that she's definitely a better personality. So if we can put the two of them together and create something,
I mean, I'll give you that, to be fair, but like I don't like the Valkyria, the hate. I don't like the hate, dude. She's not that bad. I like her. She's cool. She's all right.
Again, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Not a bad in-ring worker. I got no problem with her as a wrestler. She's just about as interesting as a stick I found on the floor. There's nothing. There's nothing there. She's a great worker. I would even go so far as to say great, but there's nothing there. Whereas Maxine Dupree is all bubbly and all this other stuff and couldn't wrestle her way out of a sweater. There's just no. There's just when she comes through the curtain that she wrestled yesterday on Raw, when she comes through that curtain, she looks lost. Just doing the entrance, it's just I've never seen. There's so much good talent in that division, and then there's all this. I don't know. It's just that. Anyway, who do you think walks away the winner and takes the title to WrestleMania?
I don't put it past Becky doing the job, but is that what they have in the cards for AJ Lee right now? A WrestleMania moment already?
If they were going to give her
I would say they need to keep going. They need to keep going with Becky.
Agreed. And that's just not me saying it. That's the whole internet saying it.
I wouldn't be shocked if this is AJ Lee's road to WrestleMania moment, which I think is too soon. But I am not. I'm refraining from like killing her. I know I'm not the target for her. I know people love her, so I'm not trying to come on here and talk shit. But
he don't want no smoke, bro. He don't want no smoke.
I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be a shock if AJ Lee won, but I really feel like they're gonna continue what they're doing with Becky right now. So
I agree. If they're really building towards something for Mania, she can't win it here. And since we'll get to the main event in a second, but the men's Elimination Chamber match, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and that dastardly TBD. Now, if you guys didn't see Raw, before we get to the TBD, just know that the TBD has been decided, and it wasn't who they wanted.
You're saying like Like in real,
No.
like actually, they tried. Someone else was supposed to do it, but
Somebody else was supposed to win that match last night, and in my opinion, I think this person was also supposed to win the whole goddamn thing. I'm not entirely sure. But last night on Raw, Jey Uso, the original El Grande Americano, and Bronson Reed were in a triple threat match to determine that last competitor. Bronson Reed, from what I understand, was scheduled to win that match. But in the match, he went to break up a pin, and his arm hit the fucking mat, and he tore his fucking bicep. Right? All in one motion. Just boom. And he tore his fucking bicep. So they called an audible mid-ring, and you can see that referee just panicking. He's not panicking. He's just moving a lot. Frantic, trying to get information to Chad, trying to get information to Jay. And Bronson rolls out of the ring. He's on the ground. He's out. They run a sequence. Jay wins the match. Jey Uso is in the Elimination Chamber. But you could tell on the faces of everyone involved, they're like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening right now? Even Jay in a win was just like, hey. Cool. Cool story, bro. Awesome. All right. And the Vision, I'm now convinced, is cursed. Seth Rollins injures his shoulder, which forces the storyline of turning on him to speed up, and that makes Braun Breaker the man. Braun Breaker is training in deadlifts and hurts his goddamn self and is now out indefinitely. So that moves Bronson Reed into the focus, and now Bronson Reed tears his bicep. If I'm Austin Theory and Logan Paul, I'm starting to get worried.
or excited.
I mean, you can look at it as,
maybe Vince has a voodoo doll somewhere and he's taking them out one at a time.
yeah.
Get my boy up there. If they didn't kick me out, you'd have been 10-time champion already.
Yes. You pass me that Logan Paul doll. He's next.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that fucking stable is hurting right now, bro. They are in trouble. And yeah, so that sixth person in the match is Jey Uso. I mean, you did not seem very impressed with that field when you read it over before we went on. What are your thoughts on those six?
I feel like Orton's here to save this thing, man. Like, I don't know. I it's a weird card. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, outside of Orton and maybe, I don't know.
First of all, is this Elimination Chamber the most African Americans in the chamber ever of all time? And for the record, there's only two. But has there ever been?
There's only two.
There's only two. I can only recall an Elimination Chamber having like maybe one. During the course of like Bobby Lashley was in
Bobby
one.
Lashley, yeah, that was the
Actually, there was one Elimination Chamber that had tag teams in it. That had the New Day. That had
yeah, but that's still one. That's still one. Still equals one.
No, but it was Street Profits were in it.
Oh, okay.
And then trying to remember who the rest of who I can't remember, but yeah, so that might be the one time. But as far as singles Elimination Chamber matches, this is nuts. And Jey Uso's like, he's Samoan, so it's like a quarter. It's like a quarter.
Yeah, sort of honorary.
There's a little bit of swag to it. Yeah. They get to wear the hats and the chains and the grill and stuff. So they get a little bit of defense.
I unfortunately feel like I already know where this is going, and I kind of hope it doesn't, but. Unfortunately, I'll skip to the end here and feel like it's going to be Cody, dude. Unfortunately.
Cody and Drew at WrestleMania?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be cool if it was someone else, but.
I'm going to do it. I'm taking the leap. And I want it on camera. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take the L. I'm going LA Knight. LA Knight's
Get the fuck out of here.
Going LA Knight. LA Knight's going to win the Elimination Chamber, and he's going to face Drew at WrestleMania. Now, I don't think he's going to win it. They could have yanked that shit out from underneath you one more time. He's Charlie Brown in the football. Every time he thinks Lucy's on the up and up, he just yoink and he falls and just lays there and goes, good grief. That's it. That's all he's going to do. There's no chance that he wins the title. But I'm seeing a lot of shock value on this card. And although it shouldn't be shocking, Drew being a heel to me limits things. So Jay is in the tag team division right now. No sense in doing that. Trick is a heel. Cody is a babyface. He's the babyface. But we've been down this road before, and I actually think there's more opportunity. I think it would be better for Cody to not be in the title match this WrestleMania after everything that's happened. And to kind of do what you mentioned earlier about what Rhea did, about building off of that run without the run.
Right.
To try to do something without the title. Randy right now is in...
Randy's
in cruise control right now. He's just going to do his thing and make the match as hot as he can make it. LA Knight to me seems like a reasonable choice. I know there's a lot of people saying LA Knight and Brock Lesnar, which I don't fucking get that. But no, I think LA Knight would be a nice surprise choice, even though it really shouldn't be a surprise. I think it's the perfect opponent for Drew as well. Because I love Drew McIntyre when he's against baby faces that are fucking phenomenally over. Drew does his best work when he's against a baby face that is over as a baby face. And LA Knight is over as a motherfucking baby face.
Underdog.
And an
Big
underdog. Not an underdog. This is actually a situation where people would genuinely predict that he would win, that Drew would win.
Him being an underdog and people's pure hatred for Drew McIntyre could be a great look for LA Knight right now.
Yes.
That's something he really, really needs.
Absolutely. I think that works out pretty good.
But can we talk about no matter what happens, the true winner here?
Yeah.
Javon.
Oh, that boy
is bouncing.
Woo.
This is a big moment for him. He needs to come in here and he needs to show out, but he needs to do it with some control. I believe he has it. He can wrestle. He doesn't just need to be the dummy bouncing off the ropes.
Did you see his match with Kofi Kingston last night?
Dude, I told you already. I didn't get a chance to finish Raw. I told you before we started. I tried.
That's why I keep asking.
No, I'm gonna watch it. But
they had they said it on commentary that Kofi Kingston has been taking he's been taking it as an insult that people are kind of comparing Javon to young Kofi. With the way that Kofi was bouncy. Remember, he used to float in the air and leg drops and all this other stuff. The cool Royal Rumble entrance, like that was the build to this match, even though it was in the moment build. Where they were like that Kofi was taking exception to the comparisons because he's like, dude, I'm the most decorated WWE superstar, quite possibly of all time. There's no way he's in my league. So it was so weird to see Kofi Kingston be the slow and leader of the match, Kofi Kingston, where he was like, he's bumping for Javon shit as opposed to someone bumping for his shit. And you could see him walking Javon through this match, where it's just like, this is how you have a main event match. You ready? We do this. We do this. Now I bump for you. Boom. I'm going to cut you off here. Here goes this. Oh, here comes Xavier Woods for the distraction. I will take advantage. Heel, babyface. I give Kofi Kingston a lot of shit on this show. I do. I have a whole episode dedicated to fucking with him. Episode 77. It's coming up on the channel soon. But in this instance, this was beautiful because you could see that no passing of the torch shit, but just, hey kid, I know exactly how you work. I used to work like that. Here's how I changed it. I became WWE champion.
Give him the game early. Give him the game early.
Give him put him on game.
And how to protect himself. It's all about protecting himself.
The commentators, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, absolutely giddy about the idea of Javon Evans being in the chamber. They're like, oh my God, can you imagine what creative shit he's going to come up with in the chamber? I'm like, y'all hyping this man so hard. Just let Javon beat Javon, bro. Come on.
Let him work. Let him work. Let him
Let
learn.
him.
I told you.
Oh my
Let
god.
him learn, man. Let him learn. That's it. But this is a big W for him. Just come in here, do what you're doing, execute. Don't hurt yourself. Don't think you need to force yourself to be completely stupid. Find the opportunity. Work. You're in here with some big fucking names, man. This is a phenomenal look for him. I'm excited to see him here and see what he's. To me, he is the winner out of all of this. So let's see how he capitalizes on it. But I'm excited for that. That's my favorite part about this match.
The one guy that he needs to get on his side, and he does, is Randy Orton. Randy loves him. Randy loves this guy. And they're gonna, if Randy has anything to say about it, Javon's getting a goddamn moment in Chicago.
Bro, I
He
just want
is.
to I don't know if it's here or another place, but I want Javon to be unsafe just once and fucking send it. Send it. Just go for the illest, like just highest jump in the air and let Randy catch you. Please. Just there's not a lot of people that can get that much air and be as floaty as he is. It's a missed opportunity to not catch a lot of air and get
I have the perfect spot for that. And I'm not going to tell you what it is until you see Raw. When you see Raw and you watch that match with Javon and Kofi, check out Javon's moonsault. When you see it, he doesn't hit the moonsault, but watch it. Watch the way he does that moonsault and tell me that's not absolutely perfect for what you just pitched. You text me back and let me know about that. But the only person in this match that and I'm sorry, maybe I'm in the minority, but I put it like this. I'm not a Trick Williams fan. If I was running a promotion, would I have Trick Williams on the roster? Yeah. He draws eyes. That boy look good. The women love Trick. And they want to whoop that Trick so goddamn bad. And the theme was hot and the entrance is dope. I get it. I'm not enamored with the in-ring work, but again, he's also young. He's also new. It's also taking him some time. He did good in NXT. He did great in TNA. He has to acclimate here. This is too soon for him. I'm predicting he's probably the first one that gets eliminated from this matchup. He'll have a nice little showing, but eventually he will be.
I don't want them to start tricking Javon.
Oh no! Don't do that.
I do not want them to start tricking Javon. I do not.
The internet will have a field day with that.
Please don't do that. That's not a good lead.
They're already calling Triple H all kinds of disgusting names on the interwebs. We don't need him.
I don't want Javon to start.
Me either.
I feel like they're going to put him in first, but I don't want him to start. So technically it'd be third, right? So 1 and 2 start.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he won't be last.
3 or 4. If I could push it, I'd push it to 4. That might be a little bit too much, but 3, at least 3. Don't start with Javon.
Randy's coming out last because he ain't putting in that work. Those days are over with.
That's fine. That's fine.
For sure. I actually think Cody's coming out 5. And
I want LA Knight to start.
Yes, me too. I want
him to win, and I want him to start, and I want him to go the whole way.
I actually wouldn't mind LA Knight and Trick starting, just to showcase Knight. Just to showcase Knight, I would do that. Yeah,
I would do that, and then have maybe Javon. See, if you're doing that, then I don't know if I want Javon 3.
You don't have to have him 3.
Find Cody.
Yeah, put Cody at 3.
And then Javon.
And then Javon.
Or Jay. Yeah. Cody or Jay. Jay and then Javon would be fine too.
I forgot that fucker was in this.
Yeah, I was like, we're missing somebody.
We are. Once I started counting just now, I was like, wait.
I was like, we're missing somebody. No, but again, that's where I'm at with it. So
because I know as soon as the goddamn, I'm telling you right now, I know exactly what number Jay's gonna come out when just before the pod opens, there's like a big bump and everybody's out. They're laying out. And then Jay's thing opens, he gets inside the ring and everyone's dead on the ground. And he goes, Yes!
It's the
I'm
gimmick.
like, God damn it, son of a bitch. Anyway, yeah, that's how little. As a matter of fact, I still want Trick eliminated first, but I think Jay's the second one that's going to be out of there. And the final two, because I know I'm predicting that LA Knight wins. I want him to beat Cody. Solidify it. Just make it like just give at least one goddamn night. Just fucking give him that one chance. Give him that one night where they can just say, "It's yours, Mr. Knight." Just one. Just to say. So yeah. So that's the male elimination chamber main event of the evening for the World's Heavyweight Championship. The hometown boy, the Second City Saint, the World's Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk, defends against Finn Balor. And I gotta be honest, this is supposed to be a throwaway program to bridge while Roman is out until they get closer to WrestleMania. But these two guys have got me convinced that this shit can go either way. Either way, it does make sense for Punk to keep it, for Punk and Roman to happen at WrestleMania. I get it. And it sucks because they did a triple threat with Roman and Punk last year with Rollins. So it would be really shitty to do a triple threat this year with Punk, Reigns, and like Balor. So whatever Balor does here, it's going to be the end of whatever he's doing with Punk, and they're going to leave it to Punk and Roman moving forward, which sucks because where does that leave Finn going into WrestleMania? But their storytelling right now really has me believing this really could go either way. So I just, oh man, there's just my brain my mind's telling me no, but my body is saying yes. There ain't nothing wrong with a little title change in Chicago. It's possible. It's very possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that it's going to happen. No.
Punk's going into Mania the Champion, dude.
Punk's going into Mania the Champion, and I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care what the opposite world title match is. I think Punk and Roman are the last match on night 2. They're the WrestleMania main event. If that,
I think we're because Punk's last WrestleMania moment, what they kept bolstering as his WrestleMania moment, he wasn't the last match on night 2, was he?
No, it was the last match of night 1.
On night 1, this would be
night 2. This would be
as the champion. This is
the champion,
the WrestleMania moment.
Yep.
So
it would be. It would be, and I think
see.
For him to never get a WrestleMania main event after all those years of fighting to now possibly looking at back-to-back WrestleMania main events is fucking crazy. Good. And I will take every single second of my life to remind AEW that you had this. You had this. Did you see the WWE 2K26 game has the career mode for CM Punk, where you go through all of the different like versions of Punk throughout his career, including his Ring of Honor character, the Second City Saint, with his Ring of Honor music on the game they bought the rights for the game, and through the Straight Edge Society, through OVW Punk, through Best in the World Punk, through to Today Punk, and there's no AEW Punk on that game, I promise you.
Well, I mean, they probably don't own the rights to it, so
yeah, they don't. On a technicality, legally they can't do that, but it is what it is. My wife was making a joke when she saw it. She goes, I bet you AEW wishes they had him in their game. He is in their game. He was there at the time that they made it. Just no one bought the fucking game because why the fuck would they? But yeah, so
people buy WWE games anymore, to be honest with you.
They're selling like hotcakes, brother. And this is probably how long it's been since you've seen one. They introduced in 2K25 the Island as a game mode where it's a free roam game where you, as a wrestler or a created wrestler or whatever, you free roam. and interact with other people that have created their characters. And it's like you can do challenges together, you can have matches together, you can do different skill things together. It's like a online community now with
That's pretty
with
cool.
through the wrestling thing. Now, last year when they introduced it, it was specific to the tribal chief. It was the island of relevancy, and the whole goal of it was to eventually accumulate enough stats and tools and stuff to defeat Roman Reigns. Now they just left it open. It's like different. There's 3 different stories that you can partake in, as opposed to last year with just the one. There's 3. The tradition. What did they say? It was the traditionalist, the whatever. It's like 3 groups of people that you can interact with, and you all become like you. It's like Pokemon when you're a clan. You know, you're what yellow, red, or blue. It's the same thing here. Are you a traditionalist? Are you this? Are you that? And you get if they've made it more interactive, I'll give it to them. It's not just match gameplay and then that's it. You go about your business. So I'll give them that. They've stepped up their game with that. But yeah. So that's the World's Heavyweight Championship. We're both saying Punk's gonna retain the championship here. It just sucks, man. I just want to see Finn Balor do something at WrestleMania. They already kept him out of the Royal Rumble. It's a goddamn conspiracy, is what it is. Goddamn conspiracy. So, Eddie Hootie Hoo, let's go ahead and jump into our main event.
It is now time for the main event of the evening.
It is now time for our main event. And no pun intended, but it is time to get ready to fly. It is the goodbyes to one of the greatest WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and various miscellaneous independent promotion superstar of all time, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. I cannot put into words my emotion level last night watching the retirement of one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, calling it quits. And it also, not for nothing, hits me at an age level again. But it always comes back to getting old.
It always does.
He's not that much older than me. And I remember watching him on the Indies before he was anybody, when he was just some dude on the independents, AJ Styles, a cruiserweight who was out here just flying around doing all this crazy shit. Spiral tapping, shooting star pressing, swanton bombing, and not just the flying, but going to Japan with the stiff style, the strong style, hitting motherfuckers right in the mouth, knocking the sweat off bitches. I said it. I remember having a conversation. You remember my first apartment, like 08, 09, like that one that had like the 6th floor, like that before Alex and all that stuff. I used to have friends over all the time in that apartment. And we used to have people come over to the house and we'd get, as Cody Rhodes would call it, we would indulge in the libations and we would start having we would start having wrestling conversations. And I used to always get asked, all right, who's your top 5? Like all time, who's on your list? Who's your 5 go-to guys? And this is 07, 08. I had Flair on there, obviously, Shawn Michaels. I can't remember the whole list, but I had AJ Styles on there. And they were like, come on, dude. I mean, he's a great wrestler, no doubt about it. But I mean, we're talking about like the greatest of all time. It's like it's AJ Styles. He's on this list. I had him on that list in the early 2000s. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Laughed out of the room. You better believe I texted those fuckers last night. I texted, I only speak to like 3 of them now, but I texted them last night. Who's bullshitting now, bitch? Easily one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. He's in the conversation. And I know he's in the conversation because the other people that are in the conversation say that he's in the conversation. Since the retirement last night, a lot of legends have come out and have stated easily the greatest of his era and arguably one of the best of all time. And that's with the glaring weakness of the promo. Now, his promo got a lot better over time. Wasn't always a decent promo. As a matter of fact, a lot of those earlier TNA days were kind of fucking brutal. But he was such an amazing athlete. Do you remember? Because I used to burden you with a lot of that early TNA stuff. Do you remember your first impression? Like, do you have a memory? Like, what's your memory of like the first time of seeing him? I'm sure it wasn't talking. It was probably performing something. Like, what's the earliest you remember? The WWE days? Because I know you saw him in TNA.
Yeah, no, there's some TNA stuff. Like, was he the first one to do that X thing? Who like
yes, the Ultimate
it,
X. Yes, the Ultimate X.
That I kind of vaguely remember, but nah, I wasn't. I always knew you talked about him, but I wasn't. I was never really around too much when you watched a lot of TNA.
Yeah, well, I was moving around
really around me too much. So that TNA era is kind of like outside of me. I didn't really watch it.
So having said that, that's amazing to hear because okay, so now he's in WWE, right? 2016. Are you kind of watching and going, okay, what's the hype? Is okay, let's see it now.
No, I mean, I always saw that he was good. He's not really burned into my memory. Yeah. I just know he was good. He just wasn't. I feel like I'm like trying to keep reiterating that he obviously was really good.
Yeah.
I didn't see him. Again, it was a time in life where like you weren't watching wrestling around me. And that's where I got a lot of my wrestling around that time. So I didn't get to sit with him too much. I've seen some of the matches. There's a few times I went with you with that overnight job where we would watch some TNA stuff. Remember that?
I took you to a TNA show with him on it one time too. I believe.
But it's just not something that's like in my head. Like, well, after watching this, mind you, which is crazy, right? Because I had chills watching this shit the whole time. For that very ending, what I'm sure you're gonna get to, like to me, it wasn't like what? It was like, yeah, no, of course, like absolutely, right? Like I couldn't tell you match for match, but like he's one of the greatest. I don't take it from me. I'm not the fucking expert. I can't tell you blow for blow why he is. I just know there's a respect there. That's it. That's all I can really say from my side. Yeah. Seen him here and there in WWE and stuff like that. But even when I was on and off, he was also on and off. So he wasn't running full programs like from what I can remember. Remember, like we've been doing it for a while, but I've been kind of on and off with it. Like it's hard for me to keep up with all of it, especially before the Netflix time. It was way worse then because if I didn't record it or something like that, like it was really hard for me to watch some of the stuff. So again, I'm not the one to ask about AJ. I know he's great. I know he's phenomenal. It's not something that's stuck into my brain. I can't call his matches. I don't know them.
That's fine. So it's so funny because a lot of people, they know it now. It's common knowledge, I think, now for the hardcore fans anyway, but he started his career obviously at a very low level, but he got signed immediately as a youngster. He debuted in 1998, was signed to WCW in 1999. Like that's how far back he goes. Yes. He was
in WCW?
He was part of a team called Air Raid. It was Air Styles and Air. Oh my God. What was the other guy? Paris, I want to say. And they were a cruiserweight tag team. This is when they were bringing in cruiserweights to become tag teams because they had at the later days of WCW, they had created WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions. So they needed a cruiserweight tag team division. So they were bringing in indie guys, and he was one of the guys. And when WWE,
there he is, dude. Holy shit!
In WCW, right? So when WWE bought WCW, they didn't.
And Air Paris, like you said, yeah, Air Paris.
Air Paris, there it is. And so his contract didn't get bought over. But a year or so later of the Indies, they offered him a deal. But it wasn't a very good deal. It wasn't a very, like, he wasn't going to be able to take care of his family. He even joked, he said, I was making more money doing my night job than they were offering me to just up and move to Cincinnati for no reason to start doing this. So he ended up not doing that. And as luck would have it, he got booked. He started taking international dates, and one of the shows he got booked at was in Australia. And it just so happens on that night he met his best friend for life, Christopher Daniels. They wrestled on that show together, had great chemistry, and it turns out Jeff Jarrett was there and saw the two individuals and just said, "They're pretty fucking good, not for nothing. I got a company I'm starting to put together. It'd be nice to have these guys on the card." And boom, AJ Styles winds up in TNA. AJ Styles was involved in the very, very first match in TNA history. He was the first ever X Division champion in TNA history. He would go on to win every belt they have multiple fucking times for 10 straight years, 11 straight years. And then out of the blue, Dixie Carter decided, we've kind of run the gambit with AJ Styles. He's done all he can do. So we don't really need him. So we're just going to cut his pay. And they said, well, I don't really want my pay cut. Like, well, I mean, if you're going to stick around, you're going to cut your pay. Otherwise, you're free to leave. So I said, okay, I'll just go. And he left TNA and went back to Ring of Honor and went to New Japan and became the IWGP heavyweight champion of the world and accomplished this and accomplished that. The next thing you know, motherfucker was in the 2016 Royal Rumble and working for the WWE. Ironically enough, that particular Rumble, and I make this joke all the time, it's hilarious. That was the 2016 Royal Rumble. That Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns was the champion, but was number one in the Rumble. This is when the Authority was fucking with him, so they put his title on the line in the Rumble. He needed to win the Rumble to keep his championship. So AJ Styles' first match in WWE technically was for the WWE Championship. Which is funny because in 2017, the next Royal Rumble, he would come in as the defending WWE champion. We watched that match when he defended against John Cena. So he went to Ring of Honor. He never became Ring of Honor World Champion, but won the tag titles, won the pure title, won every TNA title there is to win, went on the Indies and won every title there, went to New Japan, became the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, went to WWE, became WWE Champion. The boy did it everywhere. Every place he went, every level he went to, he was the fucking man every fucking time. His retirement caused literal tears in the eyes of grown adults yesterday. People were acting like he was dying, to be honest with you. It was almost like they were taking photos with him like he was in hospice or something. Like,
you know why, though? Do you know why? Because we made mention to this. And because AJ Styles, and this is coming from someone, like I just said, I don't have all these insane memories of him. But if there's one thing that I've learned about him is that when he says something, he fucking means it. So like for people who are like, when someone retires, you always kind of anticipate more in some sort, like, shape or form. But like for him, I think people really know that. Not that he may never return in any way, shape, or form, but like he's gonna be gone for a while. Like they're hugging him like they're about to not see this dude for a long ass time, and that's probably why. Because although he loves it, like in his speech yesterday, like I felt that shit. Like I can understand. Like it's a weird fear of mine and stuff like that too, where it's like you want to be successful, you want to chase your dreams, you want to do things, but if you're also a family man, who's eating that? You know what I mean? And I love that he was able to look at his wife as like, yo, I was low key. Like if we're talking about family, I'm a piece of shit, like husband and dad. Like I wasn't there for my kids in those moments and shit like that. Like I want to be a full-time dad. So when he said that, I'm like, okay, he really means like he wants to make up some time. He wants to give his wife that time she deserves and all the shit like that. So I think people felt that way because they know this dude means it, man. He's taking a break. He's walking away and he may not come back at all. Hopefully he does and does something cool. That'd be awesome. But I don't think he's really. I feel like he's done for now and probably forever. And that's why people are like, bye. Like you ain't coming, dude.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
there's a lot of
bluffing. He's not bluffing. It's about him
there's a
trying.
lot of time spent on the road, and there's a lot of time spent uh, being around each other. Like you said, there's like a community that's formed when you're in the same locker room for like forever, and it just kind of works out that way. And to get to the actual speech, the which is kind of it was emotional to listen to because like you just illustrated there was an element of almost like I don't want to say shame, but it was just like when he said the comment about thanking her because she held the family down and she took care of everybody while he watched the kids grow up on FaceTime. Like I felt that one, like you said, like as a father, you're like, damn, like I can't imagine like losing out on that.
Listen, he's got what he's got, and he's a Hall of Famer. But in that one moment, he was a human to me because I'm sitting there like, yeah, you got that, but I got the time that I was able to put in with mine. You know what I mean? Like I could for a moment there, I'm like, I see the exchange. Like I don't want to be in your position because I have my time with my family right now, but vice versa. Whereas, you know what I mean? Like it sucks I had to sacrifice that, but I have this. So I can, that's an equivalent exchange, man. You don't get that time back with your kids, dude. And so it sucks, but I like that he shouted out that the one thing he said was really cool. He said, "You never got in my way. I'm not only did you not get in my way, you encouraged me to do that."
Yeah,
and
you never,
And I think that's why he's able to do it without shame. Because she's not yelling at him and constantly reminding him of what he's missing. He knows what he's sacrificing. It's like, can we go unsaid here? Like, I know what I'm doing is kind of like
because all it's really gonna do is make you feel bad. And
right. And if she did nothing but support him, yeah, she's the GOAT for that. That's really tough to do, man. God bless her. Because what they got, like 4 kids?
Yeah.
So I'm sure she has family help, but like that's still dolo. Like you don't have your significant other helping you there. You know what I mean? So God, you know, that's awesome. Good for her. And hopefully they can have that time together. But yeah, like you were saying, the speech.
Yeah, with the speech, like you really felt like he goes, "I got the best wife in the world." You never. That was such a, like that moment. Like my wife was asleep, so I couldn't like say anything to her. But like that's how I always felt like that's been the biggest contribution to my career because there was so many times where it's like, should I do this? Should I not do this? And she's just like, yeah, why the fuck not? You should. Like I don't have time. It's like, yeah, you do. It's like if you want it, you have time. Like if you want it, you'll make time. Like it'll happen for you. So like, there's been so many instances where I did something really really cool in my career that I probably wouldn't have gotten without that. You know, like there was like even traveling and making bookings and getting from town to town, getting from New Hampshire to Massachusetts to Connecticut to Jersey, back up to this place, and going to even when we did those Texas trips, you know, like those like what woman sees her husband going, yeah, I'm gonna help book a promotion all the way 1,500 miles that way. Oh, and by the way, we have to drive there to work the show, and goes, yeah, I'm down. Like it just doesn't.
Not
like
very often.
No, it doesn't happen. So like it's a unique situation. So like his words last night, like that, like affected me. Like I'm watching that going because when you hear him say those words of you supported the family while I did my thing, it makes you think back on the things that he did. Because it's like all those championships, all those great moments.
Oh, we got all this dope shit because of you. Hey, yo, shout out to the wife.
Yeah, there was people in the building that were like, when he did that, there was a "Thank you, Wendy" chant in the building. Where they were like, "Thank you, Wendy," that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's really cool to like, as someone who has that supportive system, like I understood that like entirely. And then after everything that he's done with his career, everything that he addressed the gloves, right? So he had mentioned that he took off the gloves in Saudi Arabia and then kind of had like a change of heart. He put the gloves back on and did the whole deal, and then he left. And he said that a lot of the reason why I put him back on is because I wanted to take him off at home here in Atlanta, and so I'm going to do it here. So he did everything here. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, he didn't say it, but I think it was an issue for him. I think he wanted to retire at the Royal Rumble. I think it sucked that the Royal Rumble was in Saudi Arabia because the family couldn't be there to see the last match. He doesn't really want to retire all the way over there, but that's where the match took place. I'm sure he would have loved to have had his wife and kids there for his last match, and the fact that it was in Saudi Arabia meant that it couldn't happen. But they did get to Atlanta, and he was able to take him off there and put him in the ring and have that moment with the audience. That was pretty cool.
And also, shout out to Saudi Arabia. I don't know if that's a cool thing to say or not, but shout out to Saudi Arabia, because whether it was unintentional, which it probably was, more than likely unintentional, but it still fits. And it was awesome because when he was taking his gloves off and he went to go put them down, the whole stadium were literally, you could see them in the back going like this. No, don't do it. So he puts them back on. Now, obviously, they mean like don't retire, right?
Yeah.
But it was cool to pretend that the symbolism was like not here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Thank you for giving us this match. Don't put them down here.
Yeah, don't put them down here. Yeah.
That's how I envision it, because I had that feeling as well. It's like he took them off and he knew he didn't want to do it here. So the fact that their reaction, you can see it on camera and hear them. They're like, no. Puts them back on and he throws it up like this, and the people go crazy and he walks out. It led to this perfect story of bringing him back home. And
bringing it back home,
the universe, the WWE universe themselves as a whole agreed not here, because when he did it, although people are sad that he did it where he did, there was an acceptance. There was no. There was thank you. Now go home to your children.
Yeah.
One of them is sick.
Go with your kid. Yeah.
That kid will be the first one who's sick.
Yeah.
That gets a fucking book read to him by his dad. Like, go home, buddy.
I don't care how sick I would have been. There's no way I'm missing my dad's retirement speech. I'm sorry, but to each their own. It is what it is.
Hopefully he's not that sick. So knock on wood. But
they did the speech and the whole spiel, and then he hits the buckle, and you think that's the end of the moment, when all of a sudden you hear the boom. And the lights go out, and they have difficulty setting up his motorcycle, so we have to wait in awkward silence for a few extra seconds, which 20 extra seconds can feel like 20 minutes when you're waiting for that shit to happen. And then out comes the Undertaker, who is becoming, I forgot the dude's name. There's just one guy in the NFL that starts knocking on doors and goes, "Hey, Sterling Sharp, how you doing? It's me," whatever his fucking name is. "I have the esteemed pleasure of letting you know that you are this year's inductee into the Pro Football Hall of Fame." And they go, oh my God, you for real? That's crazy. So they caught AJ by surprise. Taker comes out, and I hate that they edited it on YouTube, but if you go on Netflix, it's still there. Taker does this whole... Taker looked for a second like he was about to start a fight for WrestleMania. For a split second. He's like, "You just going to leave your stuff on the ground and leave? You and I have unfinished business, brother." It was like, oh, shit.
And I wanted to ask, before you finish, was this a legit... Because it looked like it. Was AJ really thrown off? Like, did he not know this was happening at all?
He was completely shocked by the whole thing.
It looked like it.
Not only was he shocked, but if you watch the off-air footage, AJ was asking the people in the ring who came in to hug him if they knew about the Hall of Fame. Nobody knew. They had
that's fucking sick.
They had Taker off somewhere, and then when it was time to come out for AJ, they came out. The boys and the ladies were taken by surprise by Taker being there. They didn't know. So that's why I said it sucks that they edited it out on YouTube. If you go to Netflix, I checked, it's still on there. When Taker Taker looks lovingly into AJ's eyes because it was
As
like
you should.
uncomfortably close, like right here. He goes, "It is my esteemed honor," and he pauses, and AJ goes, "Like holy shit!" Like he's not about to say what I think he's about to say, and then he tells him he's being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, and they hug, and tears are shed, and love is had by all. And so
Good for him.
he's going into the WWE Hall of Fame this year in Vegas. What a cool and unique way to keep him from signing somewhere else. No, I'm just it's just no, based and I've been telling people all day today, based on that speech, because people are still like, well, he's eligible to do this. Based on that speech, I kind of hope he doesn't go somewhere else. Get rid of what I said before about him going to TNA and what people are saying about AEW. Based on that speech, I really feel like he gave his kids hope that he's going to be around a lot more. I would hate for him to renege on that now. Like you made a lot of,
I don't take him as a guy
promises,
that
bro.
would. Yeah,
No,
I don't take him.
You
as
made
a
a
guy
lot
that
of
would.
promises, bro.
He's no Tom Brady, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, so
he's home for 2 weeks. He's like, this shit sucks.
Sucks.
I gotta go back to work.
Back on
You
the
know
field.
what? Divorce me. I can't do this shit. Take the kids.
Yeah,
I
take
go
everything.
man.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a fuck. I need to win a Super Bowl again.
But yeah, so it was. I would hate to see him, renege on that at this point. So, congratulations to him. Congratulations. Let me plug this back in. Congratulations on the Hall of Fame selection. Congratulations on a quote unquote phenomenal career. As we end this segment, I would like to end it with the sharing of something very important to me. Because as I just illustrated at the beginning of this segment, he has meant a lot. AJ Styles has meant a lot to me, not just as a fan, but also as a professional myself. Because I'm not going to say I grew up watching him. We're practically the same age. We're still in our 40s. But I followed a lot of his career. I was a tremendous fan of AJ Styles. I stole as many of his shit as I could. When I became a wrestler, I was using Styles Class as a finish. I would do Pele's. I would do fucking the forearms. I nailed Spiral Tap one time, and I think I broke my hip, so I never did it again. But if there was ever a time where I would consider myself a mark, it was for AJ Styles. My wife and I grew together as a couple through AJ Styles. She loved AJ Styles as a wrestler. We went to TNA shows, Ring of Honor shows at MCU Park, at Hammerstein Ballroom. And first time I ever got to speak to AJ Styles was at Webster Hall when they were doing a show. And my wife bought an AJ Styles t-shirt, which she still has today, because at the end of the show, all of the guys came out and offered autographs. And, hardcore wrestling fans back in those days, they used to have an autograph book. A lot of guys put together books where they would get signatures from the guys, and they would have an actual autograph book. And so they would send the guys out, they would do autographs or whatever. So my wife had bought the shirt, and we stuck around for the autographs. And so she wore the shirt when she bought it, but she wants it autographed. So she went to the bathroom real quick, changed it back into her original shirt so she didn't want AJ to sign it while she was wearing it. So she took it off. It was a white shirt. So she was like, sign it anywhere. I don't give a shit. So we're at Webster Hall. We're in a nightclub, essentially. So the music's loud. And AJ has like the most ridiculous Southern accent like of all time. And long story, I'm not getting into it now, but at the time, my wife was doing the backyard wrestling with us, and her character's name was the Raw Pit Bull. That was the name that she had. There's a story to it. I don't have time right now to get into it, but that was the name. So she thought it would be cool if we can get AJ Styles to sign, to autograph an AJ Styles t-shirt, but to the Raw Pit Bull. So he's standing here and we're talking to AJ Styles. I'm marking out. But she goes, Can you sign it to the Raw Pit Bull? And he was like, say again. It's like the Raw Pit Bull. He was like, Raw Pit Bull? No. Like Raw people? Like, no. It took 5 tries. And what ended up happening was that she wrote it on a piece of paper. And he went, oh, Raw Pit. I got you. All right, I got it. And then he finally did it. That shirt is sitting in the drawer right next to me right now over there. And that shirt was signed in 06. So 20 years that shirt has been there. That same night, I got autographed. Motor City Machine Guns autographed a shirt for me.
Wait, hold on. That's kind of crazy. 06, he signed that shirt. 16, he debuted in WWE, and 26 he
retired. Yeah.
10.
I didn't think about it until you just said that, but yes. And I got the guns to actually my math might be off on the years now because the guns I don't think came until like 07. So I might be off on that. This might be 07.
That's right. No, for the story, it's 06. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
But either way, that was my first time speaking with him, but it was in a fan context. So we fast forward many moons later, and now I'm in the business. Now I'm in the industry. Now I'm working with people that I enjoyed watching on TV or grew up watching or whatever the case may be. And I'm working for House of Glory. And they tell me that they booked AJ Styles for a show. And I said, to do what? And it was like, he's going to wrestle. He's like, wrestle who? He's wrestling the Amazing Red. Okay. So, real quick, AJ Styles is going to work for House of Glory. Yes. At the same time that I'm working for House of Glory. Yes. Cool. So when I got into the business, I made a very hard rule that I'm not going to take pictures with the stars. To me, that's marked behavior. So I didn't want to give the impression to these stars that I'm meeting for the first time that I'm just some wet behind the ears kid. So I didn't. Can I get a picture with you? Like, I didn't want to do that. So in fairness, Steph took pictures with everybody. So whenever I say I work with this person, that person, I never have pictures of me with them, but I have pictures with Steph with them. Like all of them. So, but this time, no, I broke the rule. I broke the rule and I did this. That is me with AJ Styles at that House of Glory show. That is a picture that we took, and it was right after we did an interview, which I have 2 interviews with AJ Styles on the YouTube channel. I shared the second one that I did earlier today on the YouTube, but I have 2 on there. And this is me trying really hard in this picture not to cheese smile my ass off.
You overthought that smile so hard.
There's so much. Do I want to be serious right now? Do I not want to be serious right now? He gave me a smirk. This was
he's serious right now. Don't want to match his serious. Don't want to oppose his serious. Like that's all like you can see on your faces in your head.
We're both in an awkward position. But I ended up working with him a few times, and I'll end this story with this. The first time that I met him was in that picture. Our conversations were very brief. As a matter of fact, the most our conversation contained of was giving him the location of the nearest pizza shop. He was hungry. So I hooked him up with that. Fought the urge very hard to literally bring him and show him just so we can have a talk and walk. I just wanted to be the guy that brought AJ Styles to the pizza shop. But I held off. He comes back at another show and very little conversation. And then the third time I worked with him, this time I didn't take a picture with him. I didn't interview him. I called the match as a play-by-play announcer. I called the match. It's on YouTube right now as we speak, both with House of Glory and with me. And what makes that night extra special, Dave, is one of the things that I never thought I would ever do, I actually accomplished on that night, because AJ Styles, when he came back to House of Glory, was the IWGP heavyweight champion for New Japan. When he came to House of Glory in New York, he was the IWGP heavyweight champion when he came to House of Glory. And myself and Brandon Lewis were the ones that called that match. That match was for the IWGP heavyweight championship. I, as an American announcer, am one of a very short list of people who have had the privilege of calling an IWGP heavyweight championship match. And I have that honor because of him. And somewhere around here, because I lost the digital version of it, somewhere around here is a picture of me and him while I'm holding the IWGP heavyweight championship of the world. And that, to this day, stands out as one of the greatest accomplishments of my life. I have a lot of them that I'm proud of, but that one really stands out. So although we'll never be able to consider ourselves friends, we were colleagues for a short minute, and I will always appreciate what he did for me, how he gave me the game and helped me out in little steps throughout my career, and gave me one of the greatest honors of my life, calling and holding in my possession the greatest championship in Japanese wrestling history. That is a milestone that I'll never forget. So thanks to him. Congrats on the retirement. Where is this at? Right here. Congrats on the retirement. Hope all goes well with that family time you got going on. And I'll see you again down the road at some point. So that is our show. That is episode 344. Good times had by all. And we will be back next week. The Chamber again this Saturday. I was supposed to live stream it. I'm not gonna, because it's my son's birthday weekend. I figure I stream around it. It turns out we're going to be doing a more than just the birthday party, so I won't really have the fucking time that I thought I had. So next time, kappas, I'll be able to introduce myself to the streaming world. I'm going to go on the kick and show these kids what it's all about. So thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for sharing. And of course, thank you guys for enjoying episode 344. Salute to AJ Styles.
Mic drop. Wait a minute. This is too much. Cooking it like a pro. Wrap it up, everybody. Show's over.